everyone, it's Jennifer with DP Addiction Adventures. And wow, it's been a whole week and I have been dying to talk to you guys. I know my last video I talked about a poll on what would be the next WIP work in progress, and today I wanted to reveal to you what I am currently working on. Now, I have been working on this since my last video based on what you guys voted for. So it is probably 2/3, if not 3/4 done. But I also have a couple other things to go over with you, some fun surprises I've received, and then just kind of a chat with you on what's going on. And I don't have a tag really, but I thought we could spend some time together and just do a small, what do you call it, drill with me. So here we go. Are you ready for the big reveal? Do-do-do-do. Ta-da! So you guys voted for this little light of mine, which I am super, let me put this away. I am super excited about. This is from Diamond Art Club, and I wanted to show you what I have done so far. So yeah, isn't this absolutely gorgeous? It's a 42 by 75 centimeter. I will put the unboxing right up here in the corner. But yeah, the colors are absolutely gorgeous. It is a round. And I've been working on it in our living room at a small black TV tray that's about half the size of a normal TV tray. So it's been quite interesting. It does have two AB diamond colors in it. Some of it's the yellow in her hair, and when it's complete I can show you the sparkle a little bit more. And then over here there's some, I haven't done it yet, number 2. So number 1 and number 2, it's more of the orange side of things. Also, I just today, Saturday the 19th, met with my in-laws for a birthday lunch for my husband and my mother-in-law. And I got my Christmas gift, which they had accidentally left at home during family Christmas. So literally before I hit record, I put it up, and I'm gonna try to use some of it. I don't have my light pad set up on it yet, and now I know I'm gonna need to get some of those things like Wendy on Gone Off Your Meds to keep supplies right up here in front of me instead of on the table, but I'm super excited. I have a couple other things to show you. This little tool, I got 2 of them. I actually ordered them before Christmas, and I got them I ordered them right after Thanksgiving, and I got them right during the Christmas season, but I didn't have time to show you. These are twist pens, right? I got them off of AliExpress, but look at this. It's got a little measuring tape. So as you're writing things down, or our review sheets, and then we have to measure the size, we can do that. And then it retracts back in. And then it has a little clip if you want to use the clip. My favorite color is green, so I got green. It has inches on one side and centimeters on the other. And then I got blue because blue is just really pretty. And so yeah, I got 2 of those. They were, I'll put the link down below. I think they were like $1.10 each. It might be a little less, might be a little more. So I thought that was kind of cool. So I wanted to share that with you. And I just wanted to show you this thing, and I wanted to show you the pen, and I wanted to show you my work in progress because it's been a while. So I just thought I would share. And I also want to see how you're doing. We have a lot of new subscribers. We're over the 700 mark. Yay, welcome to the family. I hope that you are enjoying your diamond painting or crafting journey. I'd love, excuse me, love to hear from you when you started, how you found us, different things like that. I'm short, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to start working on this, right? So yeah, I would love to hear from you. Things have been kind of crazy in our lives. My husband was getting better. For those of you who are new and haven't caught up, he went into the hospital the first week of November. Super scary. He was there for 9 days. And after a couple scary days, we found out that he has a autoimmune disease, but they're not sure what it is. But his body does not fight infection. And so an infection had gotten into his nervous system that we weren't aware of. And when I had come home from work that day, he wasn't putting sentences together. He couldn't stay conscious. And so I thought he was having a stroke. So I dropped the kiddo off at a trusted neighbor's house and took him to the ER. They admitted him, and you know, the rest is kind of history. Well, come to find out, which is why I haven't been doing many videos, because I've been working on keeping the household up and running. He's on medical leave, and we went and saw the specialist, and everything was looking really good. They said, you know, February 3rd can probably be his first day back to work, and then now he's sick. So it started out with a couple days ago, he was extremely exhausted, couldn't stay awake, and then he started getting the sniffles, and then now he's sick, and then he developed a full body rash and just fever like 102 to 103. We tried to call the doctor, his general doctor. They said go to the specialist. We called the specialist. They said go to the general doctor. So finally, we talked to the specialist nurse, who said, do X, Y, and Z, and then if it's not better by Monday, give us a call. So he was bound and determined today to go to birthday lunch, but halfway through the lunch, he went out to the car, and he is just not feeling good. So I could sure use your prayers. I'm a little worried. There's a couple things we need to be concerned about. And so I've just been trying to monitor, keep good spirits, but it's really hard. When you're sick, you're not in the best mood. And so that's kind of, I feel like, been taken out on me, even though I'm trying to serve him the best I can. It's sometimes it gets shown as it's never enough, and that can get frustrating, and you just want to give up, but you can't because it's your spouse, and you do need to continue to commit and support and love even if you do not feel loved. And that's really hard. And so I've just kind of been emotionally exhausted because I have to, you know, have a filter and be on and be, you know, not cheerful, but just kind of in control at work as a therapist. You know, they have people who come to see you, you know, are dealing with their stress. They don't need to see your stress. And then toppled on top of my stress, you know, I don't have really an outlet. And I haven't had a ton of time. I mean, it looks like I've had a lot of time to diamond paint, but this is because I forced myself. Like after everybody goes to bed, I stay up really late for about 2 hours and diamond paint a little bit for self-care, but then I'm exhausted the next day. So, I mean, I am diamond painting, but it's not like before where it was just relaxing and it was, you know, come home from work, be with the family, and then diamond paint while homework's being done, those kind of things. So that's kind of in my world right now. But I've been having a lot of fun watching the other diamond painting community, just kind of keeping my spirits up. Donnie, you've been great. I don't know if you watch my videos, but I loved the video where you were doing the tag and you were falling asleep while you were doing the tag. And that just really resonated with me. You know, we're all human, and I'm so glad you kept that in because that just really encouraged me to keep going. and you just had such a sweet spirit about it, and thank you for sharing that. That really helped me giggle in a positive way, not at you, but just kind of at myself and the reality of life and stress, and those kind of things. That's Zoe in the background. If you've been with my channel for any length of time, I have a boxer mixed with Great Dane, and she loves to keep me company. So she's going through her toy chest. She found her bone. I guess it was buried under the rest of her toys. So that's her. She likes to zoom. I guess they're called zoomies, up and down the stairs, which is right next to my craft table. So if you hear like a herd of elephants, that's just her running up and down. I've had a lot of fun getting to know Mrs. Coffee and Crochet. Thank you so much for welcoming me to your channel. How do you guys do lives for like 3 hours? So what happens is I miss the live, right? Because I'm at work or I'm taking care of the family or I fall asleep, and then I want to watch the lives. But you and Rachel have 3-hour-long and fruitini lives, and I can't get enough of you, so I'm like watching it, but like, man, and as I'm watching it, because it's not live, it's now recorded, you're doing another live, and so I just feel like I can't keep up. But that's all right. You keep doing your thing, because I can keep watching and watching. So you are awesome, just want to say. And I love Wendy with Gone Off My Meds. You have just been such an inspiration and just being transparent and open. And I'm putting the ads on every night before I go to sleep. I make sure my phone is plugged in, and I make sure my Wi-Fi is on so I don't use up all of our bandwidth on our plan. But hopefully every little bit is helping. I love watching you and Jasmine, and say hi to Ethel, aka Brian, for me. So I hope he's having a lot of fun on his fishing expedition today. It's his version of diamond painting, I know, just kind of getting some relief from life stress. And that's what self-care is, guys, is stress is always going to be there. There is always going to be something next. There is always going to be something that hits us, and we just have to keep going or we're going to miss life. And kudos to those who just say, you know what, today I'm going to do something to refill my cup, right? So I talk to a lot of my clients because they're like, they're not going to self-care. They're refugees, and they're so used to everything always being so hard. And they don't know what self-care is. They think it's selfish. And we talk, it's called psychoeducation. We talk about how self-care is not selfish, because if you're empty, right, how are you going to be able to give to other people? How are you going to be able to keep your fire going if you don't have wood on your fire or gas in your car? You know, if we're running on empty. So that's what self-care is it's saying, if I'm empty, what's going to fill me? Like, what do I need to do? Do I need to take a nap and leave the dishes? Do I need to go for a walk? Do I need to diamond paint something I love, not something that's a gift? Do I need to cook? Do I need to... Some people, self-care is cleaning. It's not for me. But some people, like my mom, cleaning actually lowers her stress. It's kind of like a type of exercise or a therapy of something going from dirty to clean, seeing that you have control and you have power over something. So yeah, I do a lot of psychoeducation on that, and I need to learn to do it for myself. But it needs to be strategic because, for instance, diamond painting is a self-care of mine. But if I'm trying to rush or I'm staying up too late and it's not allowing me the rest I need, that might not be the best self-care for that moment in time. Maybe I should choose something else, you know, where at work I'll take a 10-minute break and have my favorite cherry Coke, you know, or go to the car and listen to 15 minutes of one of you guys, you know, and laugh with you guys or cry with you guys or whatever that day's episode is that I'm watching. Is it taking your dog for a walk? I know in college, I'm not a shopaholic. I buy as therapy. So just spending money, even though I don't have much money, is therapeutic for me. And so in college, I didn't have any money to spend, right? And I am not the thinnest girl in the world, so going to Goodwill to find a dollar shirt or something like that was not an option. I always joke with people, if I go to Salvation Army or Goodwill, I'm going to buy my same clothes back because I'm donating them, my size. But anyway, I used to go to Walmart. Now, I live in an area that Walmart's not big. I live in Michigan, and in the Midwest, like Ohio, Michigan, Indiana area, a store called Meijer, M-E-I-J-E-R, started up. And it's kind of our version of a Walmart. Now, there's two Meijers, which is kind of confusing. And they're both quote-unquote Fred Meyer, which is even more confusing. And one is on the West Coast and one is in the Midwest. And they kind of merge somewhere in the middle. And then you've got Walmart, and then you've got some of these other stores like Target who are trying to have a supermarket that's more than just, that has a little bit of everything in it. So in this area, I grew up in Ohio and then moved to Michigan for college. We have Meijer, which means even though Walmart is in the area, it's not, we didn't have supercenter Walmarts for a long time. Like in the last 5 years, we finally got supercenters, which means groceries and pharmacy and home decor and all of that stuff mixed together. So I would go to Walmart down the street instead of Meijer because Walmart would have 88-cent cups. Yep, C-U-P-S. Plastic cups. And I would go there on the weekends or some late night, and I would buy myself a 4-pack of cups that were 88 cents. And by the time I was done with my senior year and I was packing up, I had over 88 cups. Oh my gosh, my roommates laughed so hard. My junior year, I roomed with my best friend, and she knew this about me. And my husband, who I met my sophomore year, knew this about me. And so we're packing things up my senior year. And we graduated mid to end of May, and we got married in September. So when I packed up, I packed my stuff up, moved it into his apartment, and then I lived somewhere else for 4 months until we got married. But all my stuff, except my clothes, were in the apartment that we would share after we got married. And there were so many cups. It was hysterical. So I do not buy cups now. But I do still like cups. We do have a small collection of Starbucks mugs from, like coffee mugs from different countries we've been to. Like an Amsterdam cup, and I think I've been to Thailand a couple times, so I have a Chiang Mai, and I have a Bangkok, and I have a Thailand. I have a couple friends, like one person, I haven't been to Mexico, but one person got me a Mexico one. I went to London, but not when, you know, this was back in college, not before Starbucks came out with these cups. So I had a friend go to London, and she got me an England one. So yeah, I have a Scotland one, an Ireland one from some of my friends. When he and I went on our 10-year anniversary, we went on a Mediterranean cruise, which started in Barcelona, went to Monaco, no, is it Monte Carlo? The place that has the really big casino, and it's like one of the smallest owned countries. We went there, and then we went to a couple ports in France, the south part, and then we went around some of the Italy boot. We went to Pisa and Rome. Well, this day we went to Rome. We got off the ship, we took the train in, and first, my husband, who is fantastic at directions, okay? I'm directionally challenged. We didn't do excursions off the boat. It was too expensive, and I'm like, he knows enough that we can do it ourselves. So he had this list with him on his phone for going to the Colosseum, and then we were going to go to the Vatican. So every city we went to, he picked one thing and I picked one thing, and then we'd get off the boat and then we'd go do one of those things together, and then it was plenty of time. We weren't rushing. We could enjoy what we were doing in that city. So I wanted to go see the Colosseum, and we thought the Vatican would be cool too. So I guess there's 2 red trains, because we didn't port in Rome. Rome is more inside, and so we ported, I forget the city we ported in, and then you have to walk about a mile to get to the station, and then you take a couple trains to get into Rome, into specific parts of Rome. So he had specifically written in his notes, be careful because there's 2 red trains, and if you get on the wrong red train, you're going to go in the opposite direction and you're never going to get to Rome. Well, we get there, and in the excitement and the buzz of everybody being there and everybody getting on the trains, he did not double check his notes, which I don't blame him, and was trying to go by memory, and we ended up on the wrong red train. So we're literally sitting on this train for an hour, and I'm trying to be like, okay, I don't know directions, but I thought when we talked about it the night before that it was going to be like a 20-minute train ride. And he just kept saying the next stop, and it wasn't. And so I'm looking up and everything's in Italian, and I'm looking up at the map and comparing cities, and I don't see Rome anywhere on this train map. It's kind of like a subway map where it's like across the top of the train, and then each stop it shows you how far into the city you are. And I just kept saying to myself, you know, I don't even see Rome on here. So finally, this guy who only speaks Italian took pity on us and was looking at us like, because he saw us pointing to the map and trying to figure something out. And so we opened up our agenda and we showed him we were trying to get to Rome. So in Italian, he's speaking super fast, and we're like, oh my gosh. So he's trying to point to the map, and he's saying, get off the red train, get on this train, go back to this, and then get off again and get on the right red train. And then it's like 2 or 3 stops in. So I'm trying to keep my mouth shut from the I told you so, we were going in the wrong direction. He's trying to be like, you know, hey, I wasn't paying attention, you know, but yet not owning it. Long story short, we ended up getting there. Colosseum was great. Vatican was a different story for a different day. I felt so claustrophobic there. So I did not realize that the Vatican is like this. Well, I knew it was a big complex. I knew it wasn't just like a building. And so I'm finding all these like super random ones that must have fallen while I was doing it last night. I couldn't see. It was only my light pad. So we get there and we walk like a mile through the Vatican, and we're not even to the Sistine Chapel, okay? And that's what I wanted to see. And it was like a 2 or 3 mile walk. I don't know the exact equivalent, but I'm not exaggerating. I mean, we had been there 2 hours of almost direct walkthrough and still had not made it. So finally, we just decided to speed walk, and as we're getting closer to the chapel, the people start, there's more and more people. And you're going through this tunnel with artwork on the right, artwork on the left, and you're allowed to take pictures. But I mean, literally there's probably 20 people across, and you're like just herding cattle and just going for room after room after room. And after about I would say the 12th or 13th room, and it was crazy, and I couldn't get near the walls, I was starting to feel extremely claustrophobic with all these people. And I don't get claustrophobic, so I think it was just my anxiety. When I'm around a lot of people for a long time, I kind of burn out. And so finally he was like holding my hand, and we get to the chapel. And I did not realize you're not allowed to take pictures at all. And in the chapel, they have kind of almost stadium seating. They have bleachers, so to speak, all around the chapel that you can sit. And people were sitting, they were, you know, praying. They were, you know, you couldn't really talk. You couldn't take pictures. You couldn't talk. Everybody was like whispering as low as you could possibly whisper. And there were guards everywhere, and they would take your camera if you took a picture. So what I did is I took my camera, okay, so here's my camera, and I flipped it so that the camera was pointing up. It was my phone. And I reached underneath, and I just started hitting that, not record button, but the photo button over and over and over again. And I thought, I'm going to get at least one good shot of, you know, Adam's finger touching God type of thing. And so my husband was like, you are so naughty, like put your phone. And I was like, they can't see. And so when we got back to the ship, eventually I looked at it, and out of like 55 or 60 pictures, I think I had one okay but blurry one, and then I had one really good one. The rest were like somebody's arm, or the side of a coat, or a purse, or my hand, or us walking too fast. But by golly, I got one to prove I was there. And then I think I took by accident a short little video, because maybe I hit the wrong spot on the phone. So I thought that was pretty funny. Sorry, without my light pad, it's a little glossy with the angle I'm at. But so far, I'm loving this thing. I've had a lot of neck problems, and I've been to the chiro twice this week, chiropractor. And so I just was like, I cannot wait to receive my easel. So super excited. All right, I'm looking for, let's go with S. What is S? One thing I wish Diamond Art Club did, I know they have on both sides the key, but I wish they had the key down here at the bottom on one side. But you know what? There's always room for improvement, even when you're one of the best. Let's see here. So yeah, that's one of my stories. As far as that's concerned. And that was like almost 6 years ago. I think it was 5.5 years ago we went. Let me see here. I think I got some S's up here. This is just gorgeous. These colors are phenomenal. They did such a good job of kind of like ombraying into the next color for that. So yeah, so that's my funny story. Oh, but what I was going to say is that after the Vatican, we're like, okay, we want to get this Starbucks mug. And so we literally walked probably 5 miles going up and down the streets looking for a Starbucks. And then nobody knew what Starbucks was. And then finally we got into Wi-Fi, and we looked up that there, at that point, I don't know if there is now, there was no Starbucks in our home. So that, we just wasted, you know, 2 hours of walking around Rome by the Colosseum. I do have this picture that I still laugh at of this little smart car that's like the size of a Tic Tac box right in front of the Colosseum. And so just the thought of something that's, you know, 2,000 years old next to something that's, I mean, 2,000 years old and is huge and, you know, very reverent, and then there's a street right next to the Colosseum that have these little smart cars driving by. I just thought it was kind of the juxtaposition of the concepts was interesting for me. So that was fun. And we have a lot of fun stories about that cruise. So then we were trying to think of what do we do for our 15 year. We just celebrated it back in September. Right now it's January. And we didn't have necessarily the money to go on another huge excursion, but I wanted it to be something different, you know, not just a trip to Chicago. And I was listening to Stitcherista around the time we were thinking, and she was talking about her honeymoon and how she went to Arkansas to this, it's kind of like a treehouse hotel. And I was like, that's it. That's what we'll do. And so we did not have time in September or October to go with my daughter's soccer schedule. And then thank goodness we didn't schedule for the winter because, number one, my friend who goes to Arkansas a lot said winter's not good. It's, you know, kind of nasty, even if there's no snow. But then my husband's been sick, so I'm glad we didn't have that scheduled. But we're going to go in the first week of April, I think, over spring break, and someone's going to come watch our daughter and our dog and be here at the house, keep the house running when we go have fun. So yeah, it's not Rome, but it'll be exciting, and we'll see what we do there. So if you have any ideas of what we can do on the way from Michigan to Arkansas, any places we should stop or tourist attractions, let me know. As far as that's concerned, I think if I had my light pad down here, this glare would not be an issue because it would be lit, oops, from the back. And I keep dropping some, and I think they're going into no man's land. Yeah. So that's what we're doing for our 15 year. If we get to March without too much interruption, we can welcome April as far as that's concerned. So yeah. Let's see, what else is there to report? Signed my daughter up for another round of soccer. She was so excited last night. She had her first super late game. They won 8-1. And she was excited. The one goal, she's a goalkeeper. The one goal they scored was not on her because they were so far ahead. The coach pulled her out and put her on the field. So because her specialty is goalkeeping, even though she's good on the field, it's not her best area. And so he was just kind of switching defense to offense and offense to defense so that the other team didn't feel blown out of the water. And that's kind of what happens because this specific league is just to kind of keep, my daughter's in club soccer. And so this winter league, you can do 3 different sessions of indoor soccer. I think it's 6 weeks and then a break and then 6 weeks. We do not do the first session because it's right through Thanksgiving. But we do the second, and we just signed up for the third. And it's mainly just to keep them in shape and keep them sharp for the spring and the fall. And the league that he put them in is not a club league. It's a league that these other teams play in. And so our team, though, last year was super awesome. Like everyone just clicked, they played their positions. This year we have a lot of not new to soccer but new to club, and so the seriousness level and the skill level are just being learned. And so this year, instead of being the dominant team, we are the mid-range team, which is fine. But last year we were blowing every team out of the water, like 13-0. This year we've lost a few and won a few, depending on the team we're playing. So last night they won 8-1, and that was exciting. And yeah, so not much to report there. She has an upcoming, I don't know how much you want to hear about my kid. She has an upcoming band concert. This is her, she's in 5th grade, her first year of band, so she plays the trombone. So that's been quite interesting to hear her learn, but I'm super proud of her in learning music. Do you guys play any instruments? Like what? I am not musically talented at all. I can barely, I mean, I sing, you know, sing a joyful noise unto the Lord. It's definitely joyful, but it's not like I'm a singer. And I can't sing and clap at the same time. Like holding rhythm is not my thing. So I never played an instrument. My husband played the piano and the guitar, but he hasn't been in practice for quite some time. So she must get it from him. Let's see. What else? I don't have much else to report without a tag. Probably my next paint with me, drill with me, stick with me, whatever we want to call it. There's a tag that one of my fellow diamond painters did, and I really liked it. So she posted where she got it from. So I think I'm gonna use that tag. It's like 99 questions that no one's asked you or something like that. So that'll be interesting. I also wanted to remind everybody that I am planning on a 1,000 subscriber giveaway. What I plan on doing is have it be like a scavenger hunt where I give you, you know, 10 or 12 questions for you to answer on a Google Doc. You'll just click on the link and fill out the questions, and then it'll get sent to me, and anybody who scores, you know, an 80% or higher, depending on how many questions I have in there, will be put into the drawing. And the questions are kind of a scavenger hunt of going through my videos. So for instance, I won't use this question, but an example could be, what was my first partial shown, you know, in a previous video. And so you would need to go and find where I say this is my first partial, completed partial, and then you would know verbatim, like there would be no question or a subjective. It would be very like, I said this, or I, you know, and then you would type that in, and after you fill out everything, you'd hit the submit and it sends it to me. And then if you get 80% of the questions right, then you'll go into the drawing, and then I will pick someone and draw their name. So I do know that I will be having one diamond painting in the giveaway. I don't know if I will be adding other things. It depends on what I see and what my budget is once we hit 1,000. I don't know based on my budget if I'll be able to do it international or not. The one diamond painting I am giving away is super cute. It's a large diamond painting. It's a square custom, and I will have that as one of the giveaway prizes. If my budget, I have money at the time that we hit 1,000, then I will open it up international for people to order off of Amazon or AliExpress a certain amount. They can tell me what they want and I'll order it and send it to them. So yeah, I just wanted to keep that open and let you know that that's how the giveaway is going to work once we hit 1,000 subscribers. And I am so excited to share this with you. I'm excited to be back, and I hope to do another video later this weekend. I do have Monday off because of Martin Luther King. So we will see what tomorrow holds. So until then, be blessed, happy diamond painting, and don't forget to self-care. It's how we stay alive and stay positive. So love you all. Bye.